Brett Hudson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise in support of the Shop Trading Hours Amendment Bill in this its third reading, and it's with very great pride that I do, because this bill is all about choice, Mr Speaker, about providing choices and enabling people in their communities to exercise those choices. It begins with a very simple choice, Mr Speaker. Do communities wish to permit trading on Easter Sunday? If they don't, the local body authority is under no obligation to move away from their default position. If they do, then through the special consultative process, they will consult with their communities. Local people will have the right and the opportunity to express their will, their choice, to their local body representatives. And if on the basis of that consultation they feel that there is a desire to permit trading on Easter Sunday within the region, within their authority area, then the businesses will have a choice. Do they wish to open or do they not? They won't be forced to trade if they don't wish to, but they may be permitted to if that is the will of those local communities. And then the employees have the choice. The employees have the choice of whether or not they wish to work on that day. When the members of the opposition say that they have a time to spend with families, that's a choice that those employees, each one of them, will be able to exercise. And I'll come back to that in a moment, Mr Speaker, because it speaks volumes. The interjections and the previous statements speak volumes for what the opposition actually think about labour laws and the ability for employment protection to work in the real world. They have no faith at all, Mr Speaker. So this bill is all about empowering people to make decisions in their local communities. Decisions and authority that our local body authorities and their representatives have wanted for years. Parliament back in the early 2000s granted general competence. I don't think there's been a single local body authority that has asked for that to be withdrawn. I don't think there's a single local body or district councillor that I've met that thinks that decisions shouldn't be devolved, or local communities shouldn't have a say in what is done in the operations of their local communities. So it is with some regret that I think that some authorities chose to kick this can back up the road towards Parliament to make a tough decision for them. Because if local body authorities want general competence, if they want the ability for a broad remit of authority, then they have to realise that they have to take the tough decisions with the easy. And it's notable that Mr Ian Lees-Galloway has yet again displayed for the public of New Zealand the centralist, central government, almost Stalinist-like approach of the Labour Party, all controlled and directed from central government. And we here are the party of choice that are giving the power out to those local communities to decide for them. But let's move on to employment protections, because the Labour Party have a history of claiming they're important, of introducing legislation to support workers, and they've said throughout these debates on this particular bill that they don't work. They don't work. It seems to me, Mr Speaker, that they sometimes work. What they really think is that when it's their measure, employment protection works really, really well, but it's when it's something that this government wants to do, it doesn't work. Well, to use Mr Lees-Galloway's analogy, because it doesn't work, we may as well scrap it. That's what Mr Lees-Galloway is saying, really. It doesn't work, so just get rid of it all. Well, I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong. And the employment protections that this bill will afford New Zealand, these employees, will give them the choice to work or to not as they see fit. So ultimately, when we consider this, what is this bill really going to do? It's going to give local communities the ability to make their decisions. Do you wish to permit trading on Easter Sunday or do you not? Do you wish to work on that day or do you not? And really, Mr Speaker, I think that is the hallmark of good government. We trust in this party. We have faith in New Zealanders to make the right decisions. We have faith in the decisions that people make, and we are supporting them through this bill in their local communities to make their own decisions. Mr Speaker, I commend this bill to the House.
Denise.